Unfortunately, if you're the kind of person who wants to be able to eat food and sleep in a house, you're going to need a job. The good news is, there are people out there with jobs to fill and they're looking for candidates like you. The bad news is, there are a lot of candidates like you. No offense. Luckily, there's a few things you can do to help yourself stand out from the pack and highlight what makes you, you. Let's start with your resume, your train ticket to Employmentville. A well-laid-out resume will make your future boss say, "Wow, this youngster has exactly the traits I most value in an employee. I'd best add them to my team post-haste." And then they'll pick up the phone, hire you, and give you a starting salary of $5 billion. Okay, probably not. But what they will do is start reading at the top of the page. Your name should always be prominently and boldly displayed before anything else. It won't matter if they like everything about you if they don't even remember who you are. You could have your name legally changed to something more eye-catching like Binkle Snortlesby, but while this would be effective, it is not recommended. Don't use personal pronouns like I, me, and we. The rest of the resume should be a bullet-pointed list of the advantages of hiring you, not an autobiography. Oh, and don't forget your contact information. It would be very embarrassing if they wanted to hire you but couldn't call you. Your home address isn't super necessary in the era of remote working, especially if you're open to relocating for work. As for education, if you finished college, you can remove your high school. If you started but didn't finish any schooling or programs, include the years you did attend. There's no shame in the 3 years you spent at the imaginary Omaha Puppeteers Academy. It's not your fault you never got your certificate. I hear it's a famously grueling program. Let's talk about your experience section. Some people believe that you should throw as much information as you can in here and go into as much detail as possible. Those people are wrong. Trying to make yourself look more experienced by rambling on in huge blocks of text is like being the guy who brings an acoustic guitar to a party. Yes, you're saying a lot about yourself, just maybe not what you intended to. Include recent and relevant experience, and don't be afraid if you haven't had a lot of work in the field you're trying to apply into. A lot of entry-level jobs just want to know that you are a fast learner, a hard worker, and a good long-term commitment. So list what you learned in those positions, and how those skills can transfer to the job you're applying to. The fact is, most employers are only going to skim your resume for the important details, the positions you held for a long time, extremely relevant experience, whether your name is Binkle, and so on. So keep your layout simple, left aligned in an E or F shape with the job titles and years bigger and bolder than the rest of the information. Speaking of your layout, it's tempting to find a really snazzy-looking resume template online that will do the heavy lifting for you and make you stand out. However, flashy and colorful resumes are rarely appropriate. Keep it simple, 11-point font, and keep it to one page. Employers often use applicant screening software that looks through the resume for relevant experience and keywords, and those programs don't play well with resumes that look like flyers for a 14-year-old's lawn mowing business. Unless you're applying for a job at a 14-year-old's lawn mowing business, in which case, go right ahead, my dude. The kid's gonna love it. Leave a section at the bottom for your technical skills. Put all your cool, practical, and software knowledge down here. Don't put Microsoft Word. Everybody knows how to use Microsoft Word. You could put Excel, however, because only wizards and warlocks know how to use Excel. And that's it, your resume. It's beautiful, but a resume isn't a job. You need to put yourself out there. Don't underestimate the power of LinkedIn. It's still a great way to make professional connections through your personal friends, old coworkers, and people from school. It's like any other social media platform, but with fewer memes and way more guys who studied supply chain management in college. Plus, keeping your profile up to date and interacting with lots of other people can make your profile more visible to potential employers. This is super important. Getting hired is about getting noticed, making a connection, and presenting yourself. If this were 70 years ago, you could have maybe waltzed into a mom-and-pop grocery store and started sweeping floors, no questions asked, in exchange for enough money to buy a convertible and a beachfront house. While it's not that simple anymore, hopefully these tips will help you to make your next big career move, and you can change your name from Binkle back to Jordan.